Hey everybody, and here we go. We're back to being live this week. Last week we had no stream going on simply because I had a bit of an issue with the computer, and that made it a bit of a troublesome way of creating anything. So there was no stream whatsoever. This week, I actually want to start off the stream with a bit of information, as I've actually gotten quite a few comments on YouTube by people asking me how they can like pitch in, leave their comments and whatever. And I know that in the streams I said leave your comments in the video, but come to think of it, that was really not the ideal way of dealing with that issue. So what I've done is basically I use the Discord channel. So when you go over down in the description of the video, you're gonna see that I've placed all the information for the Discord server in there. And when you go ahead and actually type it in, you're gonna be transferred over to the DKCGI Discord. And once you're here, you have a few rooms on the sides. So basically, this is where you can ask, well, pretty much anything that might be of interest to you. And in this case, if it's going to be something that's going to be streaming related, just jump over to our streaming related channel. I've created this one just for this. So come in here, drop your comments or your ideas so I can use them in the stream, or create something in the stream from those ideas or based on those ideas. And I'm gonna have a neat list of all the comments from all the people coming in here. So that's gonna be very, very helpful, at least for me. All right, so I'm gonna put this thing to the side. And if you take a look at our UI for 3ds Max, this is exactly the place that we stopped 2 weeks ago on the last stream. We created some of the walls for our... Oh, hello! Hey there! I'm on design. Do we have anybody else in here? I see 2 people so far. So who's the second one? Who's the lurker? Alright, so let me see. Okay, we have this thing is fine. The holders is, yeah, the placeholders and the front door. Alright, I don't need the front door at the moment, so I'm going to close this thing. Okay, for the walls, what I'm going to do is turn this thing on when there are no full walls. Alright, just one like this, and put it over to this side. Copy. Okay, that much I can do. But this one though, what I'm gonna do is select everything. I'm gonna use this one as a template for whatever we're gonna build. So call this template box. I'm on design, so since you're the first one that's here today, you get to decide, what are we going to be creating today? Oh, I'm sorry. What about now? Is it better? Can you hear me better now? Yeah, see, the thing with the music is a bit tricky because it kind of depends from a track to track. Some of them come in a bit higher, some of them a bit lower, but whatever. As long as you guys can hear me, it's better. All right, like I was saying, you're gonna be the one that's gonna at least pitch in how we would be creating this, at least this stream. What I had in mind was today we make the layout for our house, and one of the things that I did want to do was take one of these containers, put it to the side, and use it as a way of a staircase. So something like this. over on this side, which will make it so when I stack two of these crates like this, it's gonna give me some leniency to play around with it. But since this is a bit way too big of a, yeah, I think I saw your comment on the YouTube channel. I did check quite a bit of comments actually, not sure which one was yours. So if you wouldn't mind, just leave your comments in here now. And since this thing is a bit too tall, what I had in mind was make it smaller so it's in tune with the smaller boxes. So this is the really long one. I know that there was a smaller one. Now the idea here was to use this thing as it is. So put it like this, and then remove. Come on, just get around here somewhere. Remove these two walls that are on the outside, and even actually remove even this one. So this can be a staircase going up, and all of these big walls can be like windows that are letting light in. So it's gonna be visible from the outside. It's gonna give it that nice look. It's gonna have a nice energy around it. At least that's what I think it's gonna have. Alright, so that's gonna mean I would have to go ahead and give this house a bit of thickness. So something like maybe like this. So this is the first room here. And then since I'm gonna have this thing here, I want to rotate it like this, put it right here. So when I'm like going up the stairs, I have somewhere to get in, and then put one more next to it like so. And this way around, what happens is I get both of these boxes as one room for the top. I get all of this here that I can use as a balcony, or I can even make it a bigger room here, depending on what I want. But I can even maybe even take one more like this, put it in here, and get a really weird looking house. But nah, this is way too weird. Alright, let's try with 3 boxes on the bottom then. So what this is going to do is basically give me a lot of space on the bottom, an elongated room for the top, a really big place that I can use for, I can even have this thing covered up, like half of it can be covered up, glass enclosure, and have a nice place for the balcony. And underneath here I can have something like a support for this piece of the boxes, and at the same time this can double down as a garage for the cars, which can be an interesting way of doing this. Yeah, I think this is going to be interesting to do it that way. And then for the top in here, we can then use it to get some, either a roof or some solar panels, which would make it fit really nice with this type of a design. But I did actually want to have one of these containers as a separate room. So maybe something like this, but then we're missing a link here. What about like this? Maybe something like this. And way too long, way too long. What I had in mind when I was saying the idea, like I think it was like in the second or the third stream, was I want to have one of these containers be used as the children's room, and what I had originally in mind was I wanted to make the room in the Star Wars theme, and my original idea was basically cut this box at around this place, so cut everything that's in here, make it like a slope, and basically make it as the Millennium Falcon cockpit shape, something like that, something that's gonna be Star Warsy. But I guess it's gonna be too long, and that way it's gonna look like shit. I'm gonna have to work on that one. So get this thing back to here. All right, let me check really quickly what was the size for the smaller ones. Let's see, Twitch folders. Put this to the side, container house. All right, so there we go. External, this is the 40 feet one, shipping container specs. Okay, so there is a 20 feet shipping container, and that one is 6.6 meters, which means this is, let's just go like this. I don't want to. So 12.19 minus 6.06. So 6.13 meters should be smaller for 613. Okay, so in this case, what this means is I take basically all the stuff that I don't need. These guys, remove, and move them downwards by minus 6 point. Well, actually, no, that's not in meters. 613 centimeters. Oh yeah, this is exactly what I needed. So see, when I'm using a 20 feet shipping container, this thing is actually just the right size. You can almost stack them together. And when I put in something on top here, it's going to level out this difference. It's going to be actually even visible. So this is going to work just fine. Let's just rotate this thing by 90. Yeah. Okay. So we have a way of getting to the second floor. We're gonna have quite a big of a first floor. So this is just gonna mean that I can go in here and make a design for the floor plan, which is, I think, how big was this thing? It's 12 meters by 2 meters, so it's about 15 square, about 30 square meters. Damn. All right, so 30, 60, 90 square meters down, and another 60 up here. This is gonna be a huge house then. Holy crap. I think I underestimated the size of this thing. But alright, it's gonna be fun nonetheless. More rooms means more things to model and more things to play with, which in my book sounds a bit fun. I think this is gonna be fine here, but just gonna need to find a way. All right. You just snap in here. Ah, damn it. F8 to unlock. I said F8. There we go. So now that thing is snapped over there. It's right size in here. Can use, just delete both of those and just use the frame for that thing. Okay. Another thing, so I can just see it better now. I'm actually going to remove all the walls. Leave the flooring. Just so I get a better idea as to how big this thing is. Yeah, just remove that one as well. Alright, so we have quite a bit of space in here to play around with. How I snapped it. Basically, this is how I do it. Let's say it's somewhere like pretty much off-centered, like over there. And I want to get this thing snapped over to this vert. So what I do is, first of all, you got to turn on your snaps. So right-click on Snap Toggle and make sure over here you have vertex selected. In the options in here, you have to have enable axis constraints. That will enable it for you to be able to like choose which axis you want it to constrain it to. Now, in this case, since I know that now, since I already snapped it, I don't have to choose like anything on the z-axis. And with that option that I just showed you over here, with this enable axis constraint, what you do is you just come over here until this thing gets yellow, and you click on it. Once you click on it, now every time you get over here, and you click in and drag it, you can only drag it on those two axes. So when I click here and go over there, it's gonna snap because it takes this vertex, and I was trying to find another vertex to snap it to. I get it over there, and it snaps right like this. But the thing is, for example, if this thing was offset to about on the Z, I click on the X and Y, and I try to snap it, like so. And I try to snap it over here. You see, it only snaps to the X and Y. It doesn't go to the Z or the Z axis. When I press F8, F8 will clear all my selection snapping. So now when I try to snap it, it's gonna go over on the X, Y, and Z. Depending, I pressed it right. There we go. So F8 actually removes the snapping constraint. Took me a while when I was starting out to learn that, but once I learned it, well, a whole new world of opportunity appeared. Alright, so another thing. I'm going to remove both of these. Take this one. Yeah, let's go ahead and just... actually, I don't care because this thing is not going to be placed this way. Instead, it's going to be rotated 90 degrees. And now again, I just want to snap it edge to edge. Over here to over there. F8 to remove the constraint. There you go. There you go, man. You learned something on the stream. That's awesome. Now, next thing that I'm gonna do is just get one more over here. Oh, no. I was holding down shift. Wrong. Just move from here, damn it. I can see that somewhere around here is going to snap just right, but of course it's going Don't make me go. There we go. There we go. I was about to say, don't make me go into orthographic. Alright, man. I'll see you back in 15 minutes then. And come to think of it, let me put my phone on silent. There we go. Alright. Do we have anybody else in here watching this? Now is your time. Leave a comment. Introduce yourself, or if you're a returning subscriber, leave a comment. There we go. This is actually okay. Let me save as. Alright, so I see we do have some viewers, but no commenters. Okay. Alright, so what we have here is I want to go ahead and measure this thing. So for this, I'm gonna measure like so, and this thing what the hell? Okay, measure. So it's 730 by 730. 7.5 meters. Holy crap, that's a lot. That is a lot. I have to find something else that I can use this space on. Alright, let's try like this. Take one more of these. Okay, I think this might actually work. Alright, this is gonna work. This way around though, what is gonna happen is I get to create the thing that I was talking about, the children's room, and it's gonna be next to a balcony, which is even better. So what I'm gonna do is cheat a bit and increase the size to about this length. It's now flash with the house. Like so. Okay, so we have a pretty big room up here. We have another one that can have its own doorway here. It can have another entry to the balcony and have quite a bit of space for windows and whatever. This thing in here can have something like a holder. So let's put it like this. There we go. Edit poly. Hey man. Holy crap, Twitch gave you the most neon color I've ever seen. It hurts my eye just trying to... Ilona Flori? Hello? I guess this is not Twitch giving you the color. I guess this is... since I'm seeing the chat on the Streamlabs OBS, it's really emphasized that color, man. But really glad to have you. Is this the first time you're on the stream? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, well, glad to have you. Actually, kind of curious. What do you do for work? You do 3D work, or how did you end up on the stream? So connect. And don't mind my curiosity. I've actually been asking that to everybody that has come over on the stream, because I'm kind of curious to see from which, well, basically from which professions do people kind of end up on this stream. Oh, you're learning 3ds Max. Well, you're in for a world of fun then. I've been doing this for, well, what, almost 10 years now. And it's still fun, especially when you're working on something like this. The thing is, at the beginning, when you start learning it, you're trying to learn all of the tools. It's like let's just say that you're like a specialist. You're trying to learn all your power tools, so then you can build whatever you want. While you're learning the tools, sometimes it can be tedious. But once you know how to use the tools, it's all about being creative and creating stuff with those tools, and that's when it starts to get fun. All right, what I'm gonna do here is actually take one more. And put it right there. Oh, really? There we go. Okay, so now I have the opportunity to, instead of having a really just like a very tall walkway, I can have it go in a circular motion, or have some more space for it. All right, so that's fine. Now comes the really important question. Do I want to have a frontal door? Oh, you changed country and now you're jobless. Well, shit. Well, where do you live? Oh, what I'm making? Oh, by the way, Smoke is alive. Howdy, man. I'm trying to basically make the basics, or the basis for well, a shipping container house. So this is what I'm having. If I unhide everything, no, I don't want to have it. I just want to empty isolation. This is basically what we have so far. Let me just move this thing to the side. This is the container that we're trying to base everything on. In the previous ones, we created like the front door, and we created some variations for what we want to do here. So for the walls, instead of like full walls, we can have different like, window wall, sliding door wall. So pretty much give us some way of like playing around with this thing. What I'm trying to do now is just make the bare bone, or well, not the bare bone, but the basics for what this house is gonna be. Like just putting the foundations for the walls. Once we have the foundations for the walls, Then I'm gonna have to start working on how to divide this thing on the layout, like which room should be how big or where it should be placed, stuff like that. For now, I'm just trying to like get the overall size for this house. And honestly, though, since I really did not think this through on the size, it really looked small. But now, come to think of it, this is gonna be a really, really big house. So, for example, if I go ahead and now drop in one biped, like like this one, that's gonna be let's make it 185. Like I was joking, like I jokingly said in the previous stream, this is the height that I'm at, so pretty much this is what I consider the height for a human being. 185. You might be taller, you might be shorter. If you are in, well, if you're in Belgium, man, you probably are taller. I've met some of the tallest people in up on the Scandinavian peninsula and on in Belgium, Netherlands. That's where I've seen some of the tallest people. But now, when I'm actually seeing it like this, it kind of puts things into perspective, since this thing here now is a huge space. Like, you have a lot of room to play around with here. And this thing in here is gonna have quite a bit of like space to walk through and live in. When I put this thing up over here, even like so, this thing is gonna be a big room. You can have the bed in here, like just imagine it. Like you put a humanoid here. Like this is a full sized like human. Let's call this thing the size of the bed. We're gonna get a lot of space to put other stuff in here. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Let me rotate back this thing back to the floor. Alright, so move it on the Z down. Alright, so something like this is going to be fine. There. Now at least I'm going to know exactly how big this thing is going to be. Alright. Well, if you're in Belgium, what sort of a job are you looking for? And actually, that's even a better question. Which city are you in? Mons. Is that near, anywhere near Amsterdam? No. Nope. No. Go on the inside. So. Oh, so you are. Oh, Belgium. Shit. God damn it. I had a brain fart. I thought you said Netherlands. The reason for asking was because I actually do have a client that I've been working from Amsterdam. I think he was looking for somebody to help him with work. But yeah, two different countries. I've been to Belgium. It's a fun place. No, it's not like what you wrote. It's what I understood in my head. You're actually right. You said right, Belgium. In my head, somehow that kind of got turned into like Amsterdam for some reason. different countries. Netherlands. Well, I can talk to him. See if he can use you. Where were you, where were you living before this, though? Alright, so we have this thing. Let's call it like that. That's gonna be fine. Romania. I have not been to Romania. Anything fun to do in Romania? So, give it a bit of a shell. No. All right. I like it how you just went, no. Alright, so we have this thing like so. Well, problems are everywhere. Always has been the case for everything. Let's put like a chamfer, small chamfer in there. Alright, so this is gonna be okay for the balcony. Yeah, I've heard that for quite a bit of countries actually. Hey man, what's up? Welcome back. Alright, so the way things are at the moment, what I have here is pretty much this slab for the balcony. I have this thing that I want to use for the children room or the child room or the boy room, whatever. These two can be like the basis where I'm gonna have my staircases to go from the first floor to the second one. This second floor we can have another like one or two like rooms. Actually, we can sure as hell have two rooms in here. We can have like the guest room and like a guest bathroom, whatever. And here we can have the entire rest of the house on the bottom floor. Since these are about 30 something square meters, that's quite a bit actually. 30 square meters per one, 30, 60, 90, and get about, this house is gonna be roughly almost 200 square meters. So yeah, it's gonna have quite a bit of space to play around with. So now comes the interesting part on how are we going to create this layout for the house. And this is, I guess, a nice way of how do we do this? Really? There we go. So go over to Google. What the hell? Okay, please give me. Seriously? Alright, so for some reason does not want to work. We'll go with Mozilla. Alright, so 200. Come on, just give me, damn it. 200 square meter layout. House plan. Okay. Images. This is quite a bit of a different layout. So I'm just trying to get an idea. Oh, see, this is a nice idea. To have a balcony going around the house. Like, start from here, go all the way to about there. Like, do something. Let's just quickly sketch something down like that. There we go, that's fine. Now put edit poly, go on the X. On the Y here, like so. Oh, no, no, go on the X. Alright, one more edge in there. There we go. This can be a bit bigger. Like so. And here though now I need to extrude this thing outwards. And from there move it all the way up to here. There we go. This is a nice entryway for the house now. And we can use it for whatever we want. And the interesting thing here is that now I know that I have the ability on this side to actually make the entrance for the house. Because when we on the previous stream, when we created this thing, one of the things that I did create was this thing. So we have a really nice opening here for the sliding door wall. There you go. So if I go and select everything, put it on this side as a copy. Oh, damn it. Alright, so 180, but I need it on the y-axis, on the y to be mirrored. So mirror on the y, no clone, no copy, no nothing, just like that. Oh yeah, this can work like this. Yep. I can use this as a entry to the house, although this kind of looks a bit too big, but it can be interesting. Yeah, we can use this thing here as a parking for the car. So let me just drop in. Oh no, no, not you. Let's get it on the Z, move it downwards, like so. One of the things that are kind of interesting when you're streaming is you want to keep people entertained, so you have to speak, and at the same time when you are building something like this, you're trying to focus on doing the right thing and not screwing it up, so you can't really speak. So it's a interesting way of like juggling those two things. So let's snap in here. Yep. All right. So, you on the Y. snap in there. Okay, so let's just quickly check how big this thing is gonna be. Alright, so I just want to remove this thing that I created here. No. Alright, man. Take care and hope to see you next time. This video will be up on YouTube, so if you want to see what we actually end up with in the end, feel free and check out the video there. If you have any questions, you have any comments, leave them in either the comments of the YouTube, or like I said, jump over on the Discord channel, leave your comments in there, and I will do my best to answer any questions you guys leave in there. Until then, bye. Alright, so back to doing this. Alright, man, if you know anything for the interior, like I said, leave it in the comment sections, or like even better, if you want to get really in touch with me like directly, go over to Discord. I do try my best to like answer any questions people leave there. So yeah, and I probably should have done this thing on my own, but in the last week I had a bit of an issue with my PC, and well, I couldn't do anything, hence there was no streaming last week. So now I'm just trying to like wing it, create something, basically just like without having a clear concept in my head, which generally is a fun thing to do, but not the most productive way of doing it. Alright, so this thing, the measurements are 4.5 meters by 5 meters. So 5 meters is quite a lot. So on the Y is 5 meters, that's okay. 4.5 is more or less okay. Let me just quickly check something. Car dimension. Alright, so judging from what YouTube is saying, a car should, the length of the car should be 4.7 meters, so 470 centimeters with 170 wide. And how much is this thing? 2 meters tall. So this is supposed to be the size of one car. This is actually ideal. Huh. So if I can park in 2 cars, one there, one over here. Interesting. This kind of fits perfectly now. So if I have this thing here, this thing there, this doesn't have to stop here though. It can go a bit up, or what I can do is take this thing, make it into a driveway about there, extrude outwards. Like that. Give it a bit of a chamfer. And all of a sudden, now we have a nice walk-in. So if you get over here in the house, yeah, this can be either closed off with a wall, or we can have something like one of those meshed walls, or we can have a garage door in here and have actually entryway to the house from here, but not really a big fan of those. Alright, this is gonna actually work. Remove this. Actually, I'm gonna keep this one and put it in my default. Actually, not the default, but the holder. There you go. All right. Okay, do we have anybody with anything that they would like to add in, or like some ideas about how to put things, or pretty much anything about the layout for this house? I'm trying to like pick up some ideas about the interior, and usually what I'm looking at is something that it's gonna fit a longer house, like see, one bathroom, bedroom, bath, bedroom, veranda, living room, dining room, kitchen. Lobby, no. No. Oh, wait a second. Let me try it like this then. There, house plans. Okay. How many is this? 1, 2, 3. Three bedroom units. Very, very interesting though. Now this is a nice design for this top. I actually like this because they have that open space for the corners, and in our scene we're gonna have that thing over here, so that thing is gonna be open on this side and come to about here, so it's gonna have that G look. Interesting. Okay, this is a good thing. I can use this. Yeah, see, you can fit quite a bit of things inside one of these shipping containers. You have this sleeping room next to the computer. You have the small one-man table next to the kitchen. You have a bathroom, and that's about it. A small house. Hmm. This is interesting. So use this thing whole as one wall. Oh, actually, yes, that's right. Everything in here should probably be raised up. Like, you select everything, you raise it up, let's say 30 centimeters up. And that means now if I select my bottom here to put this thing 30 centimeters down, it's going to be the bottom there. And the reason why I'm moving this thing 30 centimeters up is because I'm gonna just screw this, go backspace, because I'm gonna have this thing sitting on either like some sort of poles, or it's gonna have like this concrete slab that's going to be holding up the house. Go down and back. That just doesn't make it any more complicated now. Let's put it back to 0. Leave it like this for now. So save. Alright, so this is one of the things that I've noticed about these houses. They have quite a bit of reinforcements on the outside as well on the inside. So I'm guessing that's all about structural strength. So this is an interesting way of doing it. Or maybe even something like this. Something like this actually fit in here. If we put it there, it's gonna mess with the kids' room up here. Interesting. Well, all right. I guess we can add something like that on this side. We'll have to figure out something to do there. So this is with just two of these. Alright, 3 shipping, 3 container house. Oh, this is a really interesting idea, because what they've done is they took this one and moved it back to about, let's say, maybe something like this. Let's just move it neutrally minus 200, so 2 meters back. And what they did with this is they have outing on the backside, and they have like the different interior, but nah, let's just leave it back like this. But that's a nice idea. Okay, what is this? No, this is just, that's a lot of stairs. No. Okay. Let's see. What is this? Holy crap, I actually love this design. Wood, stone, a lot of glass. It has nice arcing roofs. Pretty interesting, pretty interesting thing. Okay, this looks homey. So instead of putting the entryway on the side, what I did is they basically put it on the front, like I initially meant to do. So if we do it that way, we can have it now look over here, which I'm totally okay with. So make that thing in there. So alright, so let's just do something like this then. Just create a box. Poly as a placeholder for a wall. Extrude. Here we got one nice big room in here. Another one that can be in here. But we're missing two things. We're missing a kitchen and we're missing a bathroom. Alright, well then. That's going to be interesting to deal with. Alright, I guess I'm going to have to like find something to follow here, because designing a house is really not my forte. So instead of just like spending time like going on Google while you guys are watching me, I guess I can do this on my own time. And since there weren't actually a lot of people today, I guess I kind of screwed up last week when I didn't show up for two consecutive streams. But yeah, next stream, everything goes right, should be the day after tomorrow, so on Thursday. So I guess no point in like just going off without having an actual plan for this. So I'm gonna stop the stream for today over here, and by Thursday I'm actually gonna try and find a floor plan which I can follow. So on Thursday, hopefully we'll get the walls up, start have all of those rooms that we want to create be defined, and with the rooms defined and the walls put up and everything, we can slowly start putting in things inside the rooms and slowly start populating everything, which in turn is going to mean there's going to be a lot of things to like model. And this stream is going to be a lot more interesting if there's actually modeling involved, opposed of me just like trying to get a leeway on how to do this thing. Anyways, so like I said, for today that would be it. It was like a shorter stream. I generally thought it was gonna go off till another hour, but since I kind of got myself cornered in a bad spot without actually knowing what to do now. I don't have a floor plan to follow. I will do my best to find a floor plan to follow for next week, and then it's going to be more interesting for you guys as well as for me, because one of the things that I am is I'm a 3D modeler. I love to model. Like when I get to create something that's complex or hard to create, it's always a creative process. You start off being frustrated, then you get to be angry, and then you find a way to fix it, and then you're happy. which is more or less how things always go. So I would like to thank everybody that was here today. I would love to have you guys come back on Thursday, and hopefully maybe even you can give me some ideas. Maybe you know something that you would like to share, or maybe you're working on a project and you have to create a certain room or a certain space for which you don't know how to create some things. Maybe we can create something like this, like that over here, so I can show you how that thing is done. And generally, I just want to have some fun, if I'm being totally honest. So for today, I guess I can be happy by just creating this rough outline for this house. Yeah, man. I'm on design. Thank you very much, man. You were the star. You and what was it? Ilona Flory, the guy that was the left. You guys left all the comments today, so I would like to thank you both. I guess I will see you on Thursday if you decide to join me. Up until then, everybody, take care, and this video will be up on YouTube later on. All right, peace, everyone.